Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Rome 2 here today on the channel. We're back with episode 2 of my Rome 1 and Rome 2 modded campaign as the Julii Romans. In today's episode, we're going to be finishing off the last of Gaul and also dealing with our new war against the Germanians. Germany, the fierce barbarians, soon will be at our gates. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. In the last episode, we managed to push into Cisalpine Gaul and throw the Gauls back. We managed to kill the Gaulish king in battle. Legion 1 and 2 are currently operating in France, and a third legion is on the way. The Brutii have been split apart here and have lost most of their conquest in Macedonia, while the Scipii currently hold territory in North Africa, in Carthage. It looks like the Numidians have managed to take a decent bit of territory as well. Carthage are on the back foot, and we've got decent alliances and relations soon to be with Spain. We are currently at war with the Dacians, but that's nothing to be too overly concerned about. Germany have taken Coria, so we're going to have to watch out for there. We have Legion 1 here with Lucius Julius Libo. He was a new father. He's had a son, Decimus. We're going to send Sextus Cicero north. Oh, you can't take that. Well, that's a shame. Going to have to wait for more additional reinforcements. Yeah. I thought that we'd be able to deal with the garrison there. He was the one who, although had a decent defeat, he was actually able to inflict costly enemy damage to the Gauls and killing him. But here's Decimus Julius Cossus, by the way. Now, I've made the decision to adopt this female character so I can get more family members to secure the house of Julia. We'll marry her off soon. Okay. 266 BC, Legion 1, Legion 2, Legion 3. That's where they are. So, we're going to push up into Lemonium with a clear-cut order resolve to start things off. We've destroyed a couple of armies of the Gauls, and they've officially lost Berta Gala to Spain. Yeah, the Celtiberians made the decision to push up over the Pyrenees and put the pressure on them. So, we share the territory of Aquitania with Spain, but I'm hoping I should be able to get an alliance with them soon. We've got really good relations with them for now. We'll push into Cinnabum in a moment, north of Brabracht. Spain are going to accept a defensive alliance. Perfect. Numidia has declared war upon the Scipii. So it looks like the Scipii are going to be dealing with the Numidians in North Africa. That's their major threat now. That Carthage has been pushed back ever since losing Lilybaeum in Sicily. Now, we do have access to the newly married off adopted daughter we have. So he's now operating with Legion 2. And we also can upgrade our armies as well. We have Legion 3 coming along in a bit as well. Octadoron has fallen, and Retia Noricum has been taken by the Germans. So, it's interesting that they've smashed their fellow barbarians and have come back down. Carthage is pushing into southern Spain, while the Brutii have retaken the Macedonian capital of Pella. But this is our alliances. I'm actually quite surprised that we were able to ally with Spain. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. So we'll push over here now. We want to try and wrap up this war against the Gauls, so that we can double back and deal with the Germans that are threatening my border in Cisalpine Gaul, near Patavium and Mendelidunum. But we do have Legion 3 heading over there to intercept if anything comes screaming out of the mountains. There is a rumor about a shadow and forgotten political rivals meeting. Rah. Let's just disrupt the plot. Okay, so looks like Germany have pushed up with 2 full stacks, one in Octador and one in Korea. We've got Legion 3 here for now. We're currently selling slaves in Metalladunum as well. The Howling Wolves have now pushed up. So, if they are to attack us, it should be a glorious battle. They've actually sent a third to Batavium, so they've sent 3 full stack. We have never seen 3 full stacks of Gauls. Why is Germany so aggressive? This is what happened in the Brutii campaign. Speaking of the Brutii, they're actually doing quite well. They've retaken most of Macedonia there. I like to keep track of how our allies are going. But yeah, this is what kind of happened in the Brutii campaign to the Julii. They just got absolutely rushed by the Gauls, Spain, Germany, and Dacia. So if I can kind of not allow that to happen, to me that'd be good. I would like to push into Vesontio, but we might need more reinforcements here. We do have armor upgrades. The Howling Wolves have a lot of axemen, plus the garrison. We could intercept it before it comes out and gets us. There's 2,000 garrison coming out. There's no way we can get a cheeky auto resolve off that. We'll push back then. But it's interesting that there's more reinforcements on the way. It looks like we're going to be facing the fury of Germania here today. We'll try and finish off the last of the Gauls with Lucius Libo pushing into Vesontio and destroying the faction. The war against Gaul has ended. The battle against Germany, well, it's about to begin. We'll replenish and repair where we can. The Britons have pushed into the north as well. That's another threat. Here we go. The Germans have hit Batavium. And there's not really anything we can do about it. 3 full stacks, potentially a 4th on the way to Cisalpine Gaul. The Barbarians are quite literally at the gates. Okay, so we want to try and recapture that. We don't want our capitals to get hit. We've got Legion 4 coming along. So Vesontio's taken. We've got a couple armies in effect here now. We just need to rally us and try and cut them off. We could push into Batavium after they've suffered a little bit of casualties. Nothing too crazy, but we'll fight this one here today. Our first battle against Germany. Alright, done a quick save and a hard save. So they have 4,700, while we have 2,900. These Hastati are pretty green, as Legion 3 itself hasn't had too much fighting in and around this campaign. Legion 3, it's the 3rd Legion created. Legion 1 and 2 have been having a lot of fierce fighting with Sextus and Julius Libo up in France, while Legion 3, for the majority of its conscription, has been essentially a public order garrison defense. But looking at this German build, 2 units of warrior women, 4 units of German mercenaries, they're the ones that are going to be the problem. They don't have too many of those axemen, which is a concern. The general's only at half health, so we should be able to snipe it if we can. We have and they have skirmisher supremacy on us. But our Hastati should be able to deal some pretty decent damage. We want to try and quickly retake our fallen settlement. So, if we can win here today, 1 down, 3 to go probably. Let's just try and surround it as best we can through 3 vectors of attack. There might be a 4th around the far here, which might be worth it. Actually, probably could get the cavalry there, but I think the major point should be from this side. We'll pause and have a look. But Legion 3, with newly equipped armor and swords, should be able to prevail here today and stop the onslaught of the Germans. But I'm surprised how aggressively they are rushed. It's actually kind of cool. Our war with the Gauls has ended. Now the Germans have seized the initiative to push up. Yeah, so they're those mercenaries. That's what I'm worried about. Look how much heavily armored they are compared to your stock standard Gauls there. Germans there, your barbs. Okay, let's unpause now. Let's push up and we'll give out some attack orders. We'll just try and surround the city, even though they have numerical supremacy on us. Slowly but surely making our way up. Mostly 2 clusters. This side looks weaker. We'll try and isolate those skirmishers. Hit that war band there. Go for the mercenary band as well. That's going to be a good fight. Yeah, they're really putting a lot of guys here. We'll move our cavalry up. Our general. You push for this. Push for that. So the spears are engaging our hostility there. And then the mercenary spears further up. This is where most of the fierce fighting and casualty trading is probably going to be. We're still only 60% to favour this. This could be a 50-50. Right, now that they're interlocking, try and go for that. Hit those skirmishers around the back if you can. Trying to make sure that everyone's getting stuck into the fight. Slight wavering here and there. We've managed to push into the town square and initiate the countdowns. Swung back, nearly about 70% in our favour now. Get some around there. Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those things that initiates the countdown. I think it's just going to give them a huge morale debuff. We've managed to break through that corridor just here, and we're going to be able to swing around and wrap around those warband units. There's probably 3 pockets of a little bit of a grind, a slight stalemate here and there. But we definitely seem to have the upper hand. Another one's been capitulated. Push up there against those skirmishers now. The town square is firmly under our control. And soon victory will be ours. Charge in, men. Let's give them a good accord. Victory. We have victory here today. A decisive one. Decimus, not my son, he's not of age just yet, deployed 2,900. Lost just below 700. The Germans deployed 4,691 and lost 3.4k. A massive victory here today to start things off. The cavalry did alright, 215. Man, some of those Astati really performed super well. Mission successful. And a decisive victory. We've liberated and retaken the settlement of Batavium. We have to watch out for Noria. I could have sacked it, but I wanted to occupy it. Okay, so their armies are hanging up in the north. I'm tempted to send Lucius Julius Libo to Octadoron to stop them coming back down from the mountain pass. There's the smaller army coming in as reinforcements, but we should be able to auto-resolve this one. My fear is that we take too many casualties in this auto-resolve. It's a decisive victory, 77% remaining. We should be alright to risk it. So as quickly as the German blitzkrieg came down, the Romans have turned around to try to subdue it. Ooh. Lucius Julius lost probably the majority of the casualties, and that army got pushed to Medellin. Anyway. We'll replenish and repair where we can, but the Germans still have 2 full stacks looking to push in. Particularly the one with the axemen is going to be the more annoying one. And we've managed to get rid of the Germanic king as well. There must have been that fight against Batavium where we managed to knock out the German king. I didn't fully comprehend it. Dacia are looking to push to Irinium. Well, our northern border is secure for now. Our public order isn't really looking good, but once we get enough money, we should be able to drop the tax rate a bit. But what I'm really worried about now is Dacia. They're sending a lot of fleets there that you can see. Now that it looks like Illyria has fallen. That the Brutii used to hold. We're just getting dragged into a few too many wars for my liking. But let's see how the Germans react. And they react in full force. They want to try and retake their territory of Octadoron against Julius Lucius Libo. We have 1.8k. Both armies are taking attrition in the mountain pass. And only one can probably lay claim. This could be the end of him because he's actually quite low. Ugh, we're going to have to watch out for those volleys. But we're coming up against battle-hardened, bronze, nearly silver tier chevron axemen. We've got some warrior women there as well. 5 units of spears and 3 skirmishers looking there as well. So we'll fight this one here today. Let's get stuck into the Germans. We're coming off a dub. We're coming off a victory. So, I'm sure the Germans are going to want to get one for their fallen king. They've got this, like, crazy warrior queen after they had basically the Mad King. But let's have the Battle of Octador on 265 BC. Yeah, so sort of thinking of this campaign, I thought, okay, we'll push into Cisalpine and Gaul when we lay out the plan. We'll push into Gaul, and then we'll maybe look to push down into Spain through the north, and maybe like Carthage or the Scipio I can push down there. But this is what I love about Total War, man. The sandbox nature of all the games. Like, it's very rarely that if 5 other Total War YouTubers did this campaign, it'd be very rare that we all have the same scenario. Just the amount of replayability is insane. Like, I've watched other people's series and stuff. I was like, God, that didn't happen to me. That's super lucky, or that's some RNG there. So, looking at this is a really good defensive settlement. Now, what I want to do is try and cluster everyone up, because there's a couple of these guys with only yellow health. So we'll chuck all the green boys together. And we're going to be able to hold... Oh, good. Perfect. What I love about this custom settlement is that there's a slight bit of elevation there. So we're going to be defending the Barbarian settlement of Octador. And I guess we sort of hang out here for supplies and food in the winter. But now we have to fight for it. So what I want to do with the weaker units is I want to make a secondary line, depending on where they push. It looks like they're probably going to hit us front on here, but they can be essentially the skirmisher line. So we'll pull them back. So a lot of them are hitting on that other side. I will march my cavalry out. We might get lucky and intercept a unit, but we'll just have to see. So here are the Hastati. We're making a defensive line on the back here. Whether or not they swing and rotate the entirety way around, they might not do. But here is Julius Lucius Libo at the front of the column, defending Octadoron. The brave Equite cavalry ready to push out. Yeah, I don't know how these guys are a medium cavalry unit. That guy is just... That's a... All that's standing between him and his breastplate from an arrow is a little bit of cloth and a belt. Here are the skirmishers of Germany, though. But I'm surprised how many they've sent down. Look at that. The mountain of the gods looking down upon them. And the German axemen there. And then we've got the general's bodyguard further at the back. Alright. Let's unpause, boys and girls. Let's go for it. Right, let's swing around you here. We want to try and angle and get an opportunity. We'll try and cycle charge where we can. But it just shows you when one full faction can focus its full might on you. They've brought 4 full stacks, which is about what we have. The Gaulish War started off okay, but they were just surrounded. They were fighting Massalians, Spaniards. Like, they managed to knock out a lot of their armies. Now, we might be able to hit these swordsmen here flat-footed and try and swing around. Oh, it was actually axemen, because they're so lightly armoured. I just feel like these barbarian factions, their major strength is numerical supremacy. We'll swing back there now, though, and we'll wait for them to push up to the settlement. Now, I'm going to have to pull the general further back, because we cannot afford to lose Lucius Julius Libo. Because if we do, we could cause a civil war in our house. That's something you have to keep an eye on as well in this mod. The growing slave population and civil wars within your own house can be a little bit annoying. Like Senate supporters and stuff. So it looks like the Germans have charged, trying to soften up and dismay the Hastati front line. But at least we're kiting and drawing out 4 or 5 infantry further away from my front line. Looks like they're routing as well. We might have gotten rid of the general as well. Now, it's not too bad of a bad idea with 4 cavalry units to try and hit and run down axemen. Particularly these ones that are so lightly armoured. You can get away from... If you can pin them from all sides, you can really get rid of them. And within that initial charge, we've already killed 10. And now that's shot up to about 30 or so. A little bit heavy to micromanage that. Right, let's pull back here. So they are sending some of their units further around the back. But this is what I perfectly want to see. Hastati with the high ground elevation holding the line. Their axemen are pushing up and they're going to inflict a decent amount of hit points and damage. However, our secondary weaker line is going to be skirmishing them. I don't know why they're coming at me in a funnel here, but the warrior women have decided to turn around and flank. And oh my god. We're absolutely ripping them apart. My god, look at them getting taken out by a venomous volley of spears. And now they're retreating. Good. They seem to have better quality axes as well than some of the other German warriors, but we'll swing back around there. What are they called? Screeching Women unit, yeah. I forgot that they had those. In Vanilla Rome 1. We'll get our cavalry here now to move away from those outer units. I reckon we can get a decent charge and pull out and around. Hit these guys side on now. We've got to be quick though. Equites. Hit them in the sides. We ended up chasing a routing unit, which is annoying. This charge should be 10 times better. Right into the mosh pit. Oh, okay. We might be a bit screwed here because we can't go back, we can't go left now. We'll swing these guys around to help because we threw back those units that were heading that way. We'll try and push through and break away through these skirmishes. The Germans are nearly now in a full retreat. We've smashed them here today, and we have victory. So Libo deployed 1.8k, losing 400, and they're 3.6k, lost 2.4. Excellent stuff. My cavalry has been put through the ringer. Very, very low. The Hastati held well. And that is... once this is gone, 2.5 stacks dealt with. Now, we're going to have to push and deal with them. Because the thing is now, we're probably going to have to push over the River Rhine. Which I know historically wasn't their territory, but... the Romans' territory, but... there's no way the Germans are going to stop after suffering so many defeats. Right, we've got a slave problem down here in Massalia. We haven't really had time to overly consolidate our forces, but it looks like Lucius Julius Libo has received a triumph back in Rome. Okay, let's try and wrap up some of the stragglers and then push for Coria, where it looks like the German Queen has arrived. Okay. So let's try and... Oh, there's so many. They just keep on running into the mountains. They might intercept us if we go too far north. That's my worry. Alright, dealt with you. Let's pull back. We'll deal with you in a bit. They still don't want peace. A young boy in this province has befriended a dolphin. They seem to have a great bond. Charge to see the dolphin, kill the dolphin. We'll go with local trade, so I guess allow people to see the dolphin instead of sacrificing it to the god. Move back to Octador to replenish and repair. We'll build a temple to convert the local populace and a farm to get some food. And that should be the last of those two armies that were floating in and around Octador. They still seem to have a pretty decent presence up in the north. They still don't want peace. Why, man? I've smashed so many of your armies. I've killed the faction leader that started this war. I'm just more or less surprised. Right, we'll hold up in Medellin. And we've got 3 full stacks, connecting a chain from Batavium in the south and Octador in the north. And we'll send an army down to deal with those rebels that are popping up. It's not too much of a concern, because they don't seem to take territory. Legion 5 is now in the north, though. Alright. Let's end the turn and continue. Another slave uprising, that's fine. Scipio want us to join a Macedonian war. No thank you. I wonder how the Seleucids and the Egyptians are doing. Over in the far east, because they're still Parthians. Oh, here we go. What's this? Huh. Okay. So they're bringing up 7,000. And we've got 2.5k there. We'll pull back. Oh, they're actually going to siege us, which brings more guys in. Alright, so we have 5,000. They have nearly 7. This is going to be a massive 10,000 man battle. So we're really going to be facing the fight of Germany here today. The Barbarian Queen has come down from her northern holding of Coria. And we're going to have to deal with them. At least we've got some Principes in now. We're going to be able to test those guys out for the first time this series. Man, there's been some really hairy moments in this Julii campaign. Luckily, we're going to be able to defend the city. But look at this army, man. Legion 1 is so spent. We haven't had time to replenish and convalesce. We might just have to sort of push out and aid our other forces. Because sitting back, I don't know if there's overly too much we can do. Okay guys, welcome to the battle map. Let's get stuck into it. So fortunately enough, I didn't fully comprehend that Medellin was a full-on Roman fortress. Like, check this out. It's actually stone-walled in. They are going to have a really hard time trying to come up and across. And we've also got the garrison to help us out. So I thought there'd be more armies coming in. We've only got one coming in. And then we've got the garrison to help us out. We've also got some Principes as well. So although Legion 1, who has had a lot of experience on the outskirts of Rome, Cisalpine Gaul, and France, this garrison is going to know the settlement like the back of their hand. So we'll try and spread everyone out as we can. This is our first time we're going to be fighting with Vilites, Principes, an Astarte in the one army. My cavalry is depleted, however, we might get to a point where they go into a full retreat, and we might be able to run some of them down. So let's pull you further back, along with Libo, who has only got like 2 in his command. Like literally in his unit. We'll swing you around here. Perfect. And we'll push more guys up onto the walls if we need to react. Everyone's at fire at will. It's currently raining in this siege, which is unfortunate, so we can't skirmish down upon them. But here are the Principes up on the wall. These guys are slightly more hardened and more well-equipped, shield and sword-wise, and chain... well, it wouldn't be chainmail, it would just be like armor, I guess, compared to the Astarte counterpart. There's a bit of a comparison there, as you can see. We'll hold the gate. And then we've got the Hordes of Germania. This is a massive, this is an epic 10,000 man battle. 4 ladders looking to push up. And if this is not it for what Germania has to throw at us, I'd be surprised. Our Roman reinforcements are slowly coming further back. But fortunately it's at the back of the fort, so they're going to be able to come in, hopefully, with impunity, depending on where the enemy forces come in. No, and they're coming from that far right-hand side. They're slowly but surely pushing up. We'll try and skirmish them out, and we'll try and get our reinforcing army inside. But my reinforcing army actually has, obviously, the general unit and some cavalry. We'll try and get everyone in just to protect. You never know. They probably could get to my... oh, my other army's actually well hidden. A little bit back and forth from sight. Back and forth, but yeah, I think they should be able to get into the city with ease. The spearmen are now pushing from their far side. You'd think they'd be pushing up to aid with the assault. It looks like our guys are going to get in there, which is going to give us even more odds. We've got probably 5 arrow towers on our side, along with villetes. How much better would it have been if we got some proper like fire villetes. Right, they're now coming in. You push here. Alright, let's try and whittle down as much of this warband as we can. Our cavalry is pushing on out as the Germans make their way onto the walls officially. They've barely made a dent into us, but we should be able to throw them back. Now, we might be able to hit the Barbarian Queen there, because she looks very exposed. Can she not see those cavalry? Oh, she's actually equipped. Oh yeah, she's a unique texture. Here we go. The Mad Barbarian Queen. God, she looks grumpy. Alright, we'll try and surround her and take out the general unit, which could, if we're successful, cause a huge blow. Equites, charge. We've got the numbers on them. But the cavalry clash outside the city wall. 38. We outnumber them, but they've got better quality units. And then there's more German reinforcements coming back. It looks like some of the Astati that have got an angle on the Germans that have made their way off are getting their shots off. We can send more reinforcements up there if we need to. So we've killed 5 of them. We've got to watch out for that spear unit though coming. And one of my Equites units now is routing, unfortunately. But come on. Bring down the Barbarian Queen. There she is. Trying to throw off a young Roman Equite lad. He's now dead. 31. Our cavalry lost that engagement, which is unfortunate. That's a shame. Just currently trading, turning into a little bit of a grind at the moment. We're holding, and they're not necessarily progressing. That starter unit I sent has finally made its way out, and they're hopefully going to have a better chance of taking the general unit out. I'm surprised you didn't get taken out in that volley. Come on, lads. Bring her down from her horse. She's trying to run away. We might be able to get a follow-up volley. Go on. There we go. There we have it. It took 5 peeler. That's a lot more closer to 7 potentially. And she's got a 5 peeler through her. 3 through the chest, 1 through the skull. But that should start dropping the Germanian soldiers like flies. We've toppled a king, and now a queen. Decisive victory. A good fight. Lucius Libo deployed 5,222, losing just below 800. The Germans deployed 6,700. Yeah, so it was well over 10,000 in that fight. They lost a whopping 5,000 soldiers. They were just really unlucky due to the settlement that they attacked. The Principes, the Villetes, mostly the arrow towers that we had access to. And we were able, like, our reinforcements were caught with theirs coming in. Even though they were probably a lot closer, they deployed on the other side of the settlement. But their general unit did do alright with 100 or so. So a good fight. That was a fun one. Right. Let's make sure these armies never come back. So yeah, they were probably operating with like 20,000 Germans. Like total with that first war and invasion. Crikey. What's Spain doing? They want me to join a war against Carthage for a payment. No, I'm not interested in that. Thank you. The thing is, I could potentially betray them, so... And then just more slaves. Right, let's try and run down these stragglers then. We do have a defensive alliance now with Spain. I would like to upgrade it to military. You never know. South Carthage could be a place where we can attack. Scipii are still holding their territory. The Brutii keep going back and forth. Don't know why they're stuttering here after that fight. Alright, there we go. It's back to normal now. Just the frame rate absolutely dropped. Right, let's push Legion 3 up with Decimus Cursor. With Legion 3. There goes that army. Another decisive victory. And let's go through the third. And now we should be able to push to Coria and the remaining northern German territory. Let's loot and occupy the city. So, a decent war against the Germans. Noria is still not under our control, but I think we're just going to have to keep on going north. I would like to get more of, sort of, essentially Belgium, Belgica, but it looks like the Britons have really pushed up in there. We've got a slight slave problem as well. A child is bored. Med Ulnius Julius Polo. I've had a child called Polo. Which is really lucky, seeing as we didn't get any of the Brutii series, children-wise. Going to push to Noria here now, with Legion 4. And we've conquered their frontier territory. And we'll bring it under the control of brave Roman boys from the Republic. Anyway, guys, on that note, unfortunately, time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. We've managed to push a little bit further north, and we're going to continue this war against the Germans in the next episode, depending if the nations push against us. But this is our territory, and this is what our allies own. So we definitely have the bigger and more sway of territory. So thanks, guys. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm going to play the outro now. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.